I'm looking at the time, and I want to make sure that I get to my section as well. But
I know. Wait, go jump in. I know what you want to talk about, and I love your topic.
Yeah, but let me talk to you about this one thing here. And this is, please forgive. I want to kind of give this preamble that I want to make sure that I understand that just because you don't run a marketing agency or you're not into marketing all the time does not mean that you're not a great marketer. Because I've met people in their basement that, in my opinion, are just rock stars. Like they're literally like they're running their business out of their basement, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you just have that natural head and heart for marketing. But so much of what we've always done is based around search, right? And with search, long tail keywords. You were always looking for content, right, that would rank, but has the least amount of competition. Now let's pretend, right, that through AI and synthetic proliferation, that gap shrinks down, right? We are really going to be in a spot where the best marketer wins, not just the person that found blue ocean opportunities. And so what's very interesting about having a marketing team is that when I'm hiring people, like I'm always trying to look at what I would call their marketing IQ, because I felt like there was so much open land that you could win for your clients. But maybe 3 years from now, there's not as much land. And so to win this, you got to have the skills and the sharpness to make better arguments, to find better data, to tell better stories, to do all those things. You know what I mean? And so I made up this thing, and I'm trying to think of a blog. It's like Real Marketers Win. Like it's possible to win right now and not be that good at marketing just because of the blue ocean, the open land. But that's going to change, and then real marketers are going to have to to put their money where their mouth's at. It's crazy and scary. What's that?
I wait to hear Robert's thoughts here.
Yeah, it feeds right into. I mean, this was a decision I made when I brought up earlier the company that I worked for. So we were a startup company, and I ultimately grew my marketing team to about 40 people, and my entire philosophy from the first person I hired to the last person I hired was, I'm hiring great communicators. I'll teach them marketing, right? I can teach anybody how to do search engine buys and triage SEO and all those kinds of things. What I can't teach them to do is to be great communicators, and that might be a great designer, it might be a great writer, it might be a great journalist, it might be a great editor, it might be a great, literally speech communicator, strategist. If they can pull concepts together and communicate it well, the rest I can teach them. And so it's that idea, and I got that idea honestly from literally. I think it's a urban legend, but the CEO of UPS used to say, we don't hire drivers and teach them how to be nice customer service people. We hire great customer service people and teach them how to drive. And so it's that I think it's that idea at the core of what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's a really important distinction. Really nothing that I've ever published teaches you how to write. I sort of assume that the foundation's in place. And that's why I'm in awe of people like Anne, who actually teaches you how to write. Yeah. Like that's a topic too big for me.
And is annoyingly good at it, right? I mean, that's the real thing is like how annoyingly good at writing, people like Ann Hanley and Doug Kessler and some people that I just look up to in terms of their writing capabilities. Yeah.
Some other difference that, Chris, I thought of right there, it's like, is how to win right now. I think, and this is not discussed enough, but what are the actual differences in how the service is offered or what the business provides?
Yeah.
Find those and highlight those. People are like, it's hard to differentiate in marketing. Well, is the business actually differentiated somehow? Because if you just focus on that, that's your job as a marketer. It's like a Drew Davis thing, right? He talks to people about their content. It's like, well, you look at my blog, and he's like, time out. Tell me what you do. Tell me how you do it. Show me what how it's done. And he's looking for differences in the actual business to spotlight in the content. Like if you struggle to find different points of differentiation in your marketing, step back and look for true differences in the company.
That's right.
And then put that into the marketing.
I put intentional uncomfortableness in the room. And I'll get a new client and I'll put their stuff up and I'll make them read their stuff aloud. And they're like, yeah, we met together and stuff like that. It's like, do work better. And I'm like, so cool. It's like, but name a washing machine company that doesn't say the same thing.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. It's
You know what I
undifferentiated.
mean?
Yeah. Well, you know what?
I'm like,
Here's another fun exercise for you to do with a client. I've done this before, which is to either their About Us page or content about their products, remove every adjective and adverb, and then read it.
That's brutal.
oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And it usually comes down to, we do things, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Tastes like water, you know, like this.
Yes,
is
exactly.
Super,
Yes.
just completely. That's
Wow.
I find that when you look at web pages, frequently the only content that's differentiated on web pages is the evidence, like the testimonials, or the logos of companies they've worked with, or their years in business. Really, the proof points are where people can differentiate more. There isn't like a more elegant way to say, you know, I mean, it's just, it still doesn't feel different, no matter how good you are at copywriting. It's very hard. So look for those proof points again, like legit business differentiation.
Right. And you watch your, you know, and funny enough, this circles all the way back to our point of view architecture that we talk about, which is the easiest and laziest way that we differentiate as marketing communicators is with the dichotomies, right? So it's always like, it's flexible and strong, and it's, you know, it's easy and low priced. It's high value, and, you know, I mean, it's always these dichotomies that we sort of begin to use as differentiation points, and you can just see it everywhere. The headline from most websites is some sort of dichotomy of a combination of something that are on polar opposites that gives you the best of both worlds. And so find yourself doing that, and instead, as the wonderful writers from South Park taught us, put in a but. Like, instead of an and, put in a but. It's amazing, but introduce tension to this story.
That's
so
a good
cool.
grammatical form. Joe Weeb from Copy Hackers teaches some. This one that stuck with me. She says, write a sentence that uses the grammatical form even if. And now you're objection handling. Like, you can use this even if.
Yep.
Right.
No, it
Right.
actually it somehow always comes out strong. There are writing tricks like that that are produce
I
kind
love
of
that.
consistent
I
wins.
love
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.